Hi there. Welcome to Achieve Intentional Transformation, where I help individuals, teams, and organizations to shift strategy, improve performance, and grow revenues. My name is Dr. Leonie H. Mattison, an award winning organizational and talent development practitioner, author of the Thread Collection, and founder of the Thread Movement, which includes the Thread Six Step System, which is designed to help you to achieve intentional transformation. Tonight, I'd like to spend some time to share a little bit more about the Thread Six Step System. What is this system? Why did I call it the Thread? Right? So, I always like to share this story about my grandmother. So, if you haven't picked up on the accent as yet, I am from the beautiful island of Jamaica, Yemen, the West Indies. And I value and I honor the experience that I had growing up. It wasn't pleasant at all. It wasn't all that pleasant. And I talk about it in my book, The Thread: Restore Your Faith, Love, and Life. And I also share the story about my grandmother. So my grandmother used to quilt, and how we, that process, what that process looked like growing up was we used to, use old materials. We used to beg, borrow old materials, whether it was old clothing, the old dishwashing cloth. We had clothes underneath the bed. We used to use all kinds of stuff to create this quilt. And one of the things I remember growing up is that my grandmother used to use all these old materials. And I used to wonder, why do we use old to make something new? Now, during the process of creating the quilt, my grandmother would have all of the family members there, and each would play a different role. Some of us was to thread the needle. Other roles were to hold the thimble. That's the thing you put on your finger so the needle doesn't prick you. Other family members' role was to cut the pieces of the materials. And I mean, there were multiple roles, but it was a way for grandma to connect the family, and we would engage in fun conversations. And they will, my aunt used to share all kinds of scary stories with us, but it was just a way to keep the family engaged and connected. And during those moments, we learned about our culture. We learned about who we are as Jamaicans, as Black people. We learned about our ancestors. We learned about our roots. And so I value that experience. And as I was writing the thread book, I remember I just started thinking about that whole process of bringing people together, bringing all scraps of materials together to create a beautiful quilt that landed on the bed at the end of the year during the Christmas season, when all of the foreigners would come from Jamaica, come from the US to come to Jamaica for the Christmas holiday. And I remember that. I remember that process, and I remember what it felt like. But one of the things I didn't know then that I now know is that grandma was teaching me about transformation and how we can take something old and with much determination, support, and just paying attention, how we can create a beautiful masterpiece. And that's how the thread system came about. The thread is actually an acronym, it's a tool, it's a best practice, it's a change management process, it's a roadmap. And I would say, role in all of this is to guide you step by step on how to use the thread system to achieve intentional transformation. So maybe you're a woman, a man, an individual who's just you're talented, you're driven, you're smart, but you feel stuck in a dead end career, a dead end job that is not, it's just not so fulfilling. You feel like you're not fulfilling your purpose. Maybe you're paid very well. Maybe you've been on the job for 15, 20 years and you're comfortable. But as I shared with someone recently, that comfort and success they don't like each other. In fact, they don't live on the same street and they don't sleep together. And so you feel like you're called for something greater and you're ready to answer to that call, that soul call. Deep in your soul's wisdom has been nudging you that it's time to achieve intentional transformation. It's time for you to make a change. Or maybe you are a high performance team. You've always been known for being this high performance team. You get things done, you get the outcomes, you get the results, right? But there's something going on under all. You get it done, but it's almost like you get together to get things done. But after that, it's like you're non existent. You feel stagnant because you've grown to a certain level. And you also know that there is so much potential in your team members. And you want to find a way to unlock their potential. You want to find a way, you need tools, you need strategies, you're looking for systems, you're looking for something solid that will truly almost like reset the team and not reset you to go back to who you were, but you're looking to even, I mean, you want to skyrocket your performance, your productivity, and your outcomes. But above all, you want there to be not dysfunction, but you want to be a high performance team that has established a solid relationship with one another. We're not talking about a best friend relationship. We're talking about a relationship where you feel like your team members, they've got your back. And that's what you're looking for out of your team. Maybe you're the team leader watching this video today and you're looking for that. You know that your team has the potential to do more than they're currently, the outputs that they've shown, you are they're okay. They're at the level where they're supposed to be, but there could be even more. But something has either locked that potential or the team may be feeling stuck someplace and you're looking for resources and tools to help the team to get unstuck. Or maybe you are a rising or an established business or organization. And at this moment, your organization is performing well as well, but not as agile. You're not at the place where you're supposed to be able to respond to the ever-changing need of your clients, of your community members, as well as your employees. Things are changing so fast and you're feeling like the organization is behind. Maybe you're still doing a lot of things that's manual. You need some process improvement going, high quality, continuous process improvement. Maybe you're looking for ways to take all of the accomplishments that your organization has achieved over the many years it has been in existence, and you're wanting to use that data to truly transform the work culture. You want to show up differently to your funders, to your stakeholders, to your investors, to the community members, but you're stuck and you're looking for help. You need tools. You need a solid system that will help you as that leader of that organization to achieve intentional transformation. Guess what? Today I'm going to share with you a 6-step system that I've used to personally transform myself. I've used it to transform many teams. I've used it to transform a number of organizations. And I believe that this could be the solution that helps you to achieve intentional transformation this year. So let's jump into the THREAD system. There are 6 steps in this system. And as I said before, it's an acronym. T.H.R.E.A.D. 6. T.H.R.E.A.D. Now, the first step, think. Think outcomes. I want you to begin. This is where we actually begin with the future in mind. So I want you need to determine who you are. You need to determine what outcomes you want to achieve. And you also need to determine who you want to become. So this is where I teach you how to get crystal clear on who you want to become. Get crystal clear about who you are. And I teach you how to step forward and to stand in who you are. So it could be that if you're going the personal development route, that you establish, a firm foundation about, becoming a sought after business leader. Maybe that's who you want to become. I want you to step into that sought after business leader. I don't want you to wait until you've crossed all your T's and dot all your I's. That's not how life works. You have to take action steps, bold action steps, and you have to make tough decisions to get that result. If it's a team route, maybe for you, you need to identify, who are we as a team? Who do we want to be as a team? And if you're an organization on the organizational development route, you need to determine who do we want to be? Who do we want to show up as to our stakeholders, our community members, our employees, as well as the people that you're called to serve. And for organizations, sometimes that means rebranding, changing your name, rebranding, changing your mission, your vision, coming up with new strategic goals. This tool will help you to do that here in step one. This is where we get it done. We identify who we are, right? And then step two, where in order for us to, achieve those greater results, is so important to look back as a way of looking forward. And what do I mean by that is to step two, we do what we call harvest data. And so everything that you've experienced in your personal life, in your professional life, as a business leader, as an organization, there's tons of data and lessons that you can learn from the past, so you don't continue to make the same mistakes over and over again, because you're wasting resources, not only human resources, right? You're wasting the people resources, you're wasting your financial resources, and we want to stop that. And so this is where I teach you how to harvest data, examine lessons that you've learned from the past, and how to use the data and the knowledge that you've gained to forge a new path forward. So that's step two. Step three is all about putting everything down on the table, putting everything in front of you, and really seriously having a ceremony, a bless and release ceremony. And this is a toughest step. I'm going to be totally transparent with you, but I have a tool that will help you to navigate this particular step. And this is where you have to break free from unsupportive patterns, unsupportive systems, unsupportive beliefs, unsupportive behaviors that might impede your progress, and learn new strategies, new way of thinking, learn, this is where we work together to develop new cultures. You develop your new behaviors as an organization. I love this step, but I don't like it. I love it and I don't like it. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with this step. And for the personal development, this is where you're like, you know what, it's time to sunset those behaviors that do not align with the individual that I say I want to become. And so if you go back to step one, say, for example, on the personal development route, you've determined that I want to be a sought after business leader. So that's who you want to become. In step two, you're going to harvest, what have I learned from the past that has held me stuck to this level, which is why I'm not at that sought after business leader level. Something is keeping you stuck at a particular level. And so you need to be able to examine, identify, what's my decision making pattern like? If I want to be a sought after business leader, you may find that you accept low paying jobs. You may find that, you accept jobs and you're stuck in jobs or careers that's not fulfilling. And so that's keeping you further away from that goal and that vision that you have in mind. And so when we get to step three, we have to look at our decision making patterns, look at some of the decisions that you've made that, kind of led up to where you are today. And you got to release them because they no longer serve this, transformed self that you envision in step one. Steps 4 through 5. I love step 4 through 5 because it's all about, leaning into stepping forward and growing this transformed self that you say you want to become, this transformed team that you so deeply desire and deserve to be part of. Or this organizational culture, this organization that you've been dreaming about for years. These are the steps, the next 3 steps that you're going to be empowered, and I'm going to support you to really bring that vision to life. And so step 4 is where we enlist, reliable resources. I'm going to engage you in, value added, whether it's human resources, meaning it could be a coach, it could be a mentor for the individual personal development route, it could be a therapist. I have recommended to many leaders, I said, you probably need to see a therapist. And it's not because you're broken, it's because sometimes, in addition to coaching, a therapy may help. As a matter of fact, let me preface it by saying this. Whether it's a personal development team or organizational route, I strongly support you in building a circle of support. And in that circle of support, it could be where you have a coach, a mentor. Like I said, it could be a therapist, it could be a book, a training, a workshop, but it is a circle that we build together to support you to truly step into, or to manifest that transformed self, to manifest that transformed team, to manifest that transformed organization. Then step 5 is adopt. Adopt, change, transform. This is acceleration. So we want you to adopt a new mindset. I want you to embrace you. I believe you can and you will at this particular step. You're ready, truly ready to put into practice everything that you learned. This is a step where you begin to show up, as your highest self. You learn innovative behavior. Your skills are being developed even more at this particular step, because in the end, I want you to see that you have the capacity to boost your performance and your results. So we spend a lot of time. This is where an assessment comes into place as well, to understand what is your leadership style, what are your strengths. So for the folks who are going the personal development route, you might consider taking a Myers-Briggs test, or a DISC leadership assessment, or a strengths finder. We'll determine that at that particular juncture in the process, but just know this is a step where we want to dig a little bit deeper into who you are and how you ought to be showing up, and then refining those skill set that will help you to truly, stand, walk, talk, live as this transformed self. The last step, which is to design your success. This is where you design a roadmap with milestones to bring your vision to life. So this program is to set you up for success, and you will leave having, and this is my vision for you, but you have to do the work. You have to take the steps. You have to make the decisions to get the results that you want. I don't do that for you. That's all on you, but I'm here to empower you and to support you. And so my vision is at the end of having gone through this process and experiencing the tool, you will achieve the goal of knowing, okay, this is who I want to become. By when I want to become I want to see this transformed self in action. And then what are the steps that you need to take to get you there, and by when. And we want to be very realistic with putting our goals together. And if you're like me, I'm very ambitious. So in addition to be very realistic, I dream dreams, and I want to see all of my dreams come to pass, but I know that's not realistic. But anyway, I don't want to get off track. The goal here is to really set you up for success, and that is what this tool is intended to do. So let's do a little recap. So the step one is to think outcomes. And this is where you begin with the end or the future in mind. So you're like going all the way in your future. You bring, I'm doing back, I probably should do forward. You go into the future and you bring the future forward because you have that in mind. And then step two is looking back, right? We're going to look back quickly at the lessons learned. So we're not going back. We're just going to look back, take a glance and say, what have I learned from the past that I can use to force my life forward? And then step three is to release unsupportive experiences, release unsupportive behavior. So this is letting go so you can move forward. And then step four is to enlist allies. This is where you get valuable resources to support your vision. And then step five is to adopt a new mindset. This is where you learn, you nurture, you grow your skill set. And then the last step is to design your success, which is to create a roadmap and milestones for your transformation. With the T.H.R.E.A.D system, it truly empowers you to take bold action steps, make tough decisions, and get greater results. I believe that your actions plus your intentions plus, I would say, action, intention, no tension. That means you don't fight against information and you don't fight against, the new knowledge that you're learning, but you lean into it and you adopt what will work best for you. That's the formula for transformation. And your transformation is my mission. I personally have gone through, I mean, deep transformation, have been in the messy middle quite a number of times. But this woman that I am today, this sought after business leader, this award winning organizational and talent development practitioner, this dedicated mom and glamour and dog mom and lizard mom, this devoted Christian, this trauma survivor. I use the system and it works. It has transformed my life and so many individuals that I'm actually now sharing this tool with because I now step out on faith. I've put wings on my faith because if it has worked for me, why keep it to myself? I want to help you to achieve intentional transformation. I want to hear your success stories. I'll share a couple of success stories that others have shared with me. One woman I remember, the doctors told her that she couldn't have babies. She couldn't. Well, she had one, but she couldn't have any more babies. And I remember when I introduced this tool to her, I'm like, I hope it worked, God. But one of the things I learned, I think his name is Deepak Show. I can't remember his last name. I don't want to butcher the man's last name. He's a thought leader. Deepak Chopra, I think. I can't remember his last name. So you'll probably leave in the comments for me and tell me who he is. But he says that every cell in your body can hear your thoughts. Every cell in your body are listening to the thoughts that you think. And I remember when I was walking this young woman through these 7 steps, I just believe that what the doctors told her, it didn't resonate with me and it didn't resonate with her as well. Long story short, not only did she get pregnant, but she has twins. Not only that, we use the same tool to help her to move from being an administrative generalist to now a director. I mean, making 6 figures, have a company car. She just purchased her home. So she's building her happy family. I've used this tool to transform organizations. I remember one organization I was working for had a vision for, just a training center, because in the past they had a university that just, I don't know, it just went dormant. And I went in and used the same 6-step system and transform a dead training center into an innovative, engaging, I don't know what other words to use, high performing, just innovative university, accredited university. I've seen it done. I've seen it done. I've seen people who thought that, they were just cut out for just a regular education. I've seen them use the same six-step system, and now they're graduates of elite universities. I've used the same six-step system to help one organization to raise over $1 million in less than 12 months. You too, with the T.H.R.E.A.D six-step system, can learn the skills, tools, and acquire the support to help you shift strategy, improve performance, and grow revenues. I believe in you. And as I said before, your transformation is my mission. Thank you so much for the gift of your time. I'll be back again this week to share more about the mentorship program. But today, I just wanted to spend some time to talk about the T.H.R.E.A.D system, because that's the system that we will be utilizing during the mentorship program to help you to achieve intentional transformation. If you have any questions of me, feel free to email me at the threadmovement@gmail.com. And again, my name is Dr. Leonie H. Mattison. Take care now, and I'll see you soon.